Morning, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. It was really nice down here on the southern central plains. Hot. We were 97, 98 yesterday, 102 for it. But the last bit of summer, I hope, needs to cool down a little bit. I just put a link up to a jazz singer, Connie Evingston. I hadn't heard of her before this past weekend. She really has some nice stuff if you want to listen to it. Shouldn't offend anybody. It's got a lot of different flavors, so hope you enjoy it. Check out that link sometime when you get a chance. Okay, as for the news this weekend, China had to jump in and support their market in the last hour of trading to salvage that. So Chinese market strength and the hope for more government intervention to support their economy and exports took their markets up. Japan's market was off. France's market was off. They had a little weak on the export numbers. Germany's export numbers beat last month, so the lower euro is certainly helping Germans export more outside of the EU. So the two big pieces of news: China's direct intervention in their stock market. The EU revised GDP, picked up a tenth, went from 0.3% growth to 0.4, and Germany's export numbers beat last month. So that's the hard news overnight. No news on tap for us this morning. So the direction of the E-mini, which was some 38 points higher than its close on Friday, is likely to drive our markets today. So the higher the E-mini goes, the lower treasuries are going to go. The problem's the same, and as long as G20's all on the same page, either printing money or borrowing to spend, but everybody throwing money at their stock markets and their economy, one way or the other, keeps the entire market around the globe basically looking at the same set of inputs. Government intervention is holding the stock markets up and at least keeping economies moving sideways, treading water. And the same is expected from the United States. So it's really hard to see that come the 17th that our Fed can raise interest rates. Goldman has come out and said it, the 7 reasons why the Fed can't raise interest rates. So a quarter to a half would certainly it's probably already priced in or pretty close to priced in into treasuries. But if they go above this number right here, I mean, you're really starting to tread on very thin water. Right now, our debt service is $280 billion per year. If we were to go to the 5% plus average yield on our entire debt that's been issued, you're talking just right at about $900 billion to service the debt, almost $1 trillion, and that's hanging over the Fed's head too. So I'm not saying they can't raise rates, but they really can't do it in a material way, no matter what happens. So that's where the play is. And my guess is that if they do this, it's a ploy to set the stage for QE4. So here we got a B in the overnight market. We've got volume at 21. We usually cross one volume area. So the volume at 13 probably will not support the market, which takes us down to the 4 to 8 area. On the sell side, we're at 15 right now. Would like to sell 19s to 23s. It might take a 16 to get in. A lot of it just depends on the E-mini. If the E-mini's seen its highs in the overnight session, we're probably pretty close to our lows. On the buy side, I'm going to play for lower. We're going to put a question mark at 13. It is the high volume area right here, so a buy 11 to maybe as high as 14 is okay. But we're going to play for maybe the E-mini to continue to sell. 5 to 9 and then 29 to 1. And this morning's news: NFIB Small Business Optimism Index was at 95.9, up from 95.4. We have Gallup Consumer Spending coming up and labor market conditions index, which was 1.1 last month. And neither one of those two pieces of news, none of today's news usually moves the market. Okay, the knob spread continues to come in. It was sold. Again, I think the direction of the E-mini probably tells the tale of today's tapes. We can see the last rotate stopped at 8. We're at the buck right now. We've got volume at 6, and you can see a pretty clean break at 12. So would like to sell 7s to 11s. Might take a 3 to get in. And we've got this high volume number at 5. You could lean against that given the fact that there's no news. Then we'll open it up 19 to 23 because of the volatility associated with this contract. Last rotate down the other day was 21, so 21.25 by 1. And then 9 to 13 by 2. Gold had a pretty quiet overnight session, and again, it was funny just talking to several people over the weekend about their what they did, and one of them was bragging about picking up another Krugerrand over the weekend. Thought the price was right, and again, that's a high fabrication cost. They're paying quite a premium to bring that in. So I don't think the retail account views this as anything but a buying opportunity. That said, you can see that volume is moving lower in the distribution, so we still have some sell pressure. Like the 15 to 17 area, it's where that rally took place from the other day, and if we break through that, got a pretty fair shot, although I don't think we have the volatility to get down to that 5 to 7 area right here, so we want to keep this in mind. Second buy though will be 9 to 11 given the lack of volatility that I think we'll have for today's market. On the sell side, we're at 21 right now, so 23, 25, lean against 25, and then 29 to 31 for sell 2. Okay, the United States is demanding that Greece will not allow Russia to fly over their territory, and Russia has been, the United States has been really pushing the EU and the IMF to really back Greece and give them more relief. So, and Russia is outright, I think the last time I read, has offered them $5 billion to finance Russian gas purchases or something to that effect. So be interesting to see who Greece picks to pay attention to and follow. If they're gonna do it for the money, they're gonna follow the United States lead because of what the United States is doing with the European Central Bank and the IMF. Okay, China devaluing their currency again. The initial reaction was a rally when that happened. And here's the London high at 112 even, and we got higher than that in K periods. So after midnight, the market started to sell. London capped it at 112, so that's where we are right now. So this 90 to 112 area, sell 1, 20 to 30, sell 2. And it may take us 75 to get into the market. I don't know. I think we can do a little better than 75, but that remains to be seen. We have London that picked it up the other day in the 30 area. We've got volume at 49. We're at 63 right now, so I think we're going to go a little bit lower. So we'll make 25 to 35, picking up this area right there by 1. And then 111 even by 2. As you all well know, I do not like the long side of the market because the European Central Bank's policy is to lower the euro. Crude oil back under pressure again. The crude oil is headed lower. It supposedly rallied because of what China did to support their markets. But I still think probably it's a pretty good sell. So 45.75 to 46.1, and then 46.25 to 50 sell 2. Crude's got a mind of its own. We're just going to take our signals. We're not going to worry too much about it. 45 is a round number, so 44.75, 45 by 1. And then 44 even, 44 and a quarter by 2. I don't think there's any magic in this structure up here, and you've got that high volume right above 46. Selling into that structurally really makes sense. Doesn't mean crude can't rally. It's just that the long-term fundamentals support lower prices. No matter what China does. Okay, the E-mini is 38 points off of its lows from last Friday. When I was looking at it this morning, that's quite a rally, 38 points. Friday's market finished down. The Dow was off 273. So, how strong is the central bank intervention from China? How does that spill through the market? So, you can see we've got our London low here in the 44 area. So 45 to 50 is going to be by 1. I think we have to give it room. I think the easiest trade is to see failure to take out the 60 area. So 59.61 sell 1, then 65.70 sell 2. Today's news isn't going to count. Then 35 to 40 will be our second buy zone. But quite often we come in and we have these great big rallies in the overnight based on something that happened in Japan or China, and I think the market's first search will be, where is support? Is it in that 45 to 50 area or in that 35 area, give or take? We got a high volume number at 33, and we have Friday's high volume number is also at 33. So leaning against this number right here for a resting limit buy, I think is probably the best place to have that. But we have to give it some room to operate given the potential for volatility. And it's going to take a while to get everything up and posted. I will be back with you as soon as possible in a bit.